A fast-moving tropical wave will bring widespread impacts across our area for the weekend ahead. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. Great to see you on this Friday. The weekend is here, my friends, and coming up we've got a rapidly moving tropical wave. And as it swings off towards the west, it's going to bring some widespread impacts across our area. We'll look at that. Look into the Atlantic, talk about the Saharan dust and the potential tropical development for the week ahead. And the rainfall forecast, of course, across your area. As we get this video started, love to hear from you guys. Drop into the comments section below where you're viewing from, what the weather has been like. You got a specific question about the forecast, you can drop it down there as well. We'll get right into the video. Start off in the Lesser Antilles and in particular the Windward Islands. The numbers that you see are the air temperature in Fahrenheit, and you can see how cool it has been today. This is the axis of that tropical wave, and it has brought some heavy rain and storms to places like St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados, lifting up to the north, but this is where it's been most concentrated. We even had a flash flood watch earlier in the day for Barbados, about 25 to 50 millimeters of rain on average in this area. That's good 1 to 2 inches, and it's still raining right now. Should fade a bit tonight, but you get a little bit farther to the south and we still have some good rain for places like Guyana and Suriname towards Venezuela, showers trying to get towards Nueva Esparta at the hour, and then we follow this axis lifting to the north. So as we go deeper into this late Friday afternoon and evening, this moisture is going to lift through Martinique and Dominica and Guadeloupe, and then we're actually going to see the easterlies come in, and I promise you the convergence of those two different wind directions, the moisture from the south, the easterlies with even a few storms there, we're going to get additional rain developing into the Leeward Islands tonight. So watch out for that. Places like Montserrat, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, all with an opportunity for some passing showers. We've had a little bit today, but there's more on the way for us right now. And you can see that on the visible satellite imagery. Go back over to the infrared. It's been a little bit drier so far for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Again, a few isolated showers there, kind of ripping from east to west. It's also been a little bit breezy. Air temperatures there well into the 90s. Feels like temperatures above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, a little bit quieter in Hispaniola for today as well. A few showers there. Santo Domingo has caught one of those. If you live in that area, let me know what it's been like. But again, this is all going to be headed from east to west. So the moisture axis is developing across the Lesser Antilles right now, and it is going to be driving throughout our region for the weekend ahead. So the farther west that you are right now, that wave will impact you a little bit deeper into the weekend. Now, at the local time, we're seeing some storms develop in Jamaica. You can see those just getting going right now. No real movement with them. They're just blossoming right over the central and the western portions of the island. You can see Montego's Bay temperature has dropped in accordance with that. So Lucy and Negril and Cambridge and Black River and Mandeville, Old Harbor, all with the opportunity for a few showers. Not everyone's going to get that rain, but it's going to be out there. Show you again on the visible satellite imagery. You can just see that huge blow up of thunderstorms right there on the western side for us here. Kingston probably has missed that so far, but look, if you don't get the showers today, that opportunity will be there the next few days. Now I know, look, there's still a lot of cleanup efforts going on with what's been happening with Beryl, obviously, but it's also been extremely hot here, and a couple of showers can help cool things off. We've been high and dry in the Cayman Islands for today. Thunderstorms developing through the eastern side of Cuba, up towards the Turks of the Caicos, and then we'll start to see more moisture coming back through the Bahamas. Again, we still have this broad area which is moving north towards the Carolinas. It never developed, never expected it to develop, but it did bring in at least a couple of showers and some active weather for portions of the Bahamas. So we'll start from north to south, and you can see some of the storms developing for today. Pretty kind of scattered in nature, but where they have developed, there is some heavier rain. We can switch over here to our radar imagery, throw that on for you. I'll take off the satellite data real quick. And again, you can just see that these showers are just beginning to develop in some spots at the hour. We've had a couple of showers over the Eleuthera area today so far, near Dunmore Town. We've tried to crop up a couple of showers, New Providence and Nassau. Same thing down towards Andros and Andros Town. And there's been a little bit spottier rain, a little bit back off towards the south. I'll go back over to our enhanced satellite imagery and lightning data. Decent storm there near Georgetown and Exuma, Cat Island and Arthurstown there, Long Island and Clarencetown, the Acklands, just a couple of showers right on the northern sides there. And again, on over to the far southeast sides of the Bahamas and the Turks and the Caicos. So again, we mentioned that yesterday's video that all of the winds will be coming out of the south, and that's allowing these storms to develop. You notice that they are lining up now more north to south, and that will be the trend over the next couple of days. And then our friends in the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and the Caicos, get ready for that tropical wave coming in later in the weekend, and we'll take a look at that. Let's swing on over to our friends in Central America. We'll start off in Belize. Again, a couple of isolated showers developing here at the hour, but nothing of any prominence towards Dangriga. And then up the road towards Cancun and Cozumel, some storms inland in the Yucatan. But Cancun and Cozumel has been actually drier here a little bit over the last few days. Few storms for Honduras and Nicaragua. You get farther off towards the south. This is the concentration of the storms right now, mainly back towards Costa Rica and Panama. But again, most of that activity at the hour is actually offshore. We still have the potential for development in the East Pacific here as it moves off towards the west, but that moisture is now well away from the area. And once again, our friends in the ABC Islands continue to roast. It's not a laughing matter, but man, it's just so tough there right now. We're going to try and take this moisture and swing it into your area here as we get into tomorrow. So that's what it looks like right now. Bermuda is high and dry. And again, just kind of covering the major spots. One thing I want to show you guys as we get started here is I want to bring on the buoy data, and we can actually take a look at the water temperatures here. So these are the water temperatures which are in Fahrenheit, okay? 84 degrees Fahrenheit is 29 degrees Celsius. We have some mid and upper 80s in a couple of spots. You're going to see some numbers there in the northwest Gulf of Mexico, which are outrageously hot, upper 80s to the lower 90s. This is what it looks like in Fahrenheit. And again, 29 degrees Celsius is 84 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're at or above that in most spots. Now, Beryl did have the impact of some cool water upwelling in the eastern sides of the Caribbean, so you can see just a little bit of fingers of some slightly cooler temperatures, but you get towards Jamaica and Haiti and Cuba and the Bahamas, and especially the southwest, just the Gulf of Mexico in general, and it's just bathwater out there. I mean, many areas 30, 31, even 32 degrees Celsius. So obviously, we can still support tropical development here, but just interesting to note, slightly cooler because of what Beryl did. Again, as a hurricane or a storm moves through, it does pull some cooler water to the surface. Another big story is going to be the Saharan dust. Now, we've been dealing with this over the last week. We still have some big plumes coming off over the next 7 to 10 days. They do look to dissipate, and I want to highlight this as we get towards the end of the loop next weekend. Do you see that there's a little bit of a void in between these two gaps? Kind of put that in the back of your mind, and we'll pick up that story in a minute here. But this is going to go in concordance with some tropical waves that are still vigorous coming off of the West African coast as well. Okay, friends, as we get into the forecast, thank you for liking this video. If you're not a subscriber yet to Meteo Mundo, click that subscribe button right now. Thanks for sharing it. Thanks for finding ways to support the channel via the membership, the super thanks, and some of the ways you can find in the description below as well. So, forecast time, we're going to start off with the rain. And again, a lot of different models I can show you here at Meteo Mundo, but I've been most impressed recently with this overall rain from the NAM model. So that's what we're going to look at here. Just going to set it up real quick. And coming up, if you stick around, I've got the island by island rainfall forecast for the weekend and early next week. But you can just see how vigorous this tropical wave is going to be. Nice movement quickly from east to west. It's going to bring the opportunity for some heavier rain and some localized flash flooding, and it's also going to kick up the surf and sea conditions as well. So just keep that in mind. But again, as the NAM model loads up, you're just going to continue to see a progression from east to west over the next several days. It is certainly going to continue to impact the Lesser Antilles tonight, overnight, and especially the Leeward Islands into tomorrow. Then this will shoot off towards the west. Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands have a very hefty chance for rain tomorrow. You can see that rain moving through. Quick downpours, some good lightning strikes. This will move on over to our friends in Hispaniola, Santo Domingo, and the Dominican Republic and Haiti, including Santo Domingo. So good opportunity there. And then just continuing to fire off towards the west. Now, it might fade a little bit towards Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, but still high rain chances. And the NAM model really does hold this together over the Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas and Cuba. So just a nice slug of rain coming in. And again, generally speaking, the farther west that you live, you'll catch it a little bit later into the weekend. You live farther off towards the east, that's either in your area right now or we'll be moving in as we get into our Saturday. This will make the Central American coastline. We'll have, again, decent rain chances already there from Panama all the way up towards Cancun and Cozumel. But the extra moisture coming in with this next tropical wave will aid in that. Bermuda will stay relatively dry over the next 3 days. And again, the X points to where that system is moving to the north, and that moisture is going to funnel up with it. So the northwest Bahamas will actually dry out a bit Sunday and Monday, but the central and the southeast Bahamas close enough to this next tropical wave to get a decent opportunity for some rain. So again, it's a relatively wet, pretty progressive pattern here. When I show you these rain chances in your area, the numbers are relatively high. Again, there'll be maximums for a day, maybe a day and a half, but everyone's gonna have a pretty darn good chance here over the next few days. So for the Northwest Bahamas, it's a 30% chance for tomorrow. The rain chances do improve, okay? But again, they're not going to be as high on Sunday as the central and the southeast Bahamas. So it is very area dependent, whereas the central and the southeast Bahamas will be slightly drier for our Saturday. Turks and Caicos, decent chance for rain tomorrow, but here comes the maximum of that moisture with the tropical wave on Sunday, and that's kind of skewed a little bit to earlier on Sunday, and then we do quickly dry out on Monday. Cuba has a decent chance tomorrow, but then really gets into some moisture Sunday and Monday. Cayman Islands will just continue to see a bump in our rain chances up to a 50% chance on Monday. Belize City, 40% chance for Saturday, but a 50% chance Sunday and Monday. Cancun and Cozumel still kind of far enough away where we're more isolated in nature over the weekend, which is not bad for any visitors. 50% chance on Monday. Still very scattered on Saturday for Jamaica, going to have the maximum on Sunday, and then back down to a 30% chance on Monday. Again, raining pretty heavily here for the Dominican Republic and Haiti for tomorrow. 60% chance Sunday, 40% chance on Monday. Puerto Rico, again, higher chances tomorrow and Sunday. Same thing for the U.S. and the British Virgin Islands. We should tail off a bit into Monday, but still some rain chances. Not a lot of rain in Bermuda. Anguilla, about a 40% chance for showers, but there's another tropical wave coming, guys. And so we're right back to a 60% chance on Monday. St. Kitts and Nevis stays with a relatively high chance. Antigua, Barbuda, 40% chance for tomorrow, 50% chance Sunday. Again, here comes our next tropical wave for the Leeward Islands, 60% chance on Monday. Decent chances for Montserrat and Guadeloupe. Again, these rain chances are relatively high. You'll notice that over the Lesser Antilles in general, we're drier for Saturday. We pick up a little bit more rain on Sunday, but rain chances really improve on Monday. So for Dominica and Martinique and St. Lucia, a 50% chance by Monday, up to a 60% chance for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Barbados will be relatively quiet for tomorrow after all the heavier rain earlier today. And then again, the rain chances improve in those areas. Same thing for Grenada. Trinidad and Tobago, scattered showers for the weekend, 50% chance on Monday. Just higher rain chances overall for places like Suriname and Guyana. Nueva Esparta, a 40% chance for tomorrow, then drier for Sunday and Monday. And our best chance for our friends at Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao will come tomorrow afternoon as that wave moves through. Behind that, again, relatively drier conditions. Taking a look at our wave heights and directions, the easterlies obviously continue to dominate. Nothing of a significance that I see here, nothing to really point out. Now, again, as the wave comes through, will there be some localized higher surf and sea conditions? Absolutely. So again, just keep that in mind for the boaters. But as far as anything of a large scale, I don't see it. Obviously, it's a completely different story as you get into the Pacific. Very, very kicked up areas there. Took myself on camera, took myself back off camera, all good. Okay, so now the next thing I want to talk about is going back over to what I mentioned with the Saharan dust, all right? I'm going to take the GFS model, and if you guys follow me here at Meteo Mundo, you know I love this product. This is called Absolute Vorticity. It's going to take a second to load up here, but what we're going to be looking at is spin in the atmosphere. And in particular, we're going to be talking about one vigorous tropical wave coming off the West African coast. And again, when you look at this, this is not spin at the lowest level of the atmosphere. This is kind of a composite of the lowest levels of the atmosphere. So it's not true, surface spin, but this is like fluid dynamics. And I just want you guys to notice here, and let me kind of get myself out of the way, that timing it up in between bursts of dust we get this one wave that sticks together and tries to move right into the Leeward Islands. So something to monitor for next week, because this is what Beryl did, right? Kind of found a little void in the Saharan dust. We had very little wind shear, high sea surface temperatures. Now the Hurricane Center is not pointing to anything developing over the next 7 days. But as I look at things in the Atlantic, I see this one wave that has some vigor coming off the West African coast, might find a little slip in between the two big plumes of Saharan dust, and we'll have to monitor that. Otherwise, again, I think closer to home, we've got the Pacific storm as a possibility, but it's a low end chance. And then as I just put this into motion over this same time frame, we might have some localized areas to watch out for. And again, we had the quick spin up in the Northwest Bahamas 48 hours ago. Those kinds of things are still possible in the big realm of things. But as far as watching one big wave coming in, I don't see that, at least in the short term, until we get towards late next week, and then watching this wave coming in. All right, so something to monitor for that. Let's get into, let me check something real quick. Yep, want to make sure I had these graphics loaded up correctly. Let's get into the rainfall as far as the amounts, okay? First thing I'm going to show you here is the rainfall totals. Today is the 11th, so let's go out this far. The rainfall totals over the next 5 days, and then we're going to take a look at the rainfall forecast through the end of the month. All right. Some of you are asking, what does the, kind of broader perspective look like? Well, first of all, again, healthy rain totals basically everywhere. All right. Not a lot of hugely drier spots. I'll point a couple out in a minute. But as we run up the island chain here, Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados, Dominica, Guadeloupe, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, on over towards Antigua, Barbuda, you're looking at a half to a full inch of rain as a minimum, all right? Again, the model, not the highest resolution, so we're gonna have pockets of heavier rain, but just to show you again, relatively speaking, some active weather here through the Lesser Antilles. We'll see some decent rain from my friends in St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, Road Town towards Tortola, Culebra, Esperanza, Vieques area there. You can see 2.5 inches of rain. Another little maximum there on the northwest side of Puerto Rico. Here's some heftier rain right now. And this is what I expect for tomorrow in the Dominican Republic, where we could have 1, 2, 3 inches of rain, 25 to 75 millimeters. There's going to be that moisture access from the tropical wave right over Hispaniola for tomorrow. Eastern side of Cuba gets on the action. My friends in Jamaica, again, not a ton of rain overall. Again, we'll have localized areas that pick up some, and if you have some of that, let me know. But overall, as far as just seeing a big inundation of showers the next few days, don't expect it. We're gonna have some more scattered storms than anything else. For my friends in Grand Cayman, again, 1/4 to a 1/2 inch, same thing for Little Cayman and Cayman Brac. Towards Central America, notice again, a bit of a void in the Yucatan. That's not the worst thing, as wet as they had been for the weeks preceding Beryl, and then what Beryl brought to Quintana Roo, from Dangriga and Belize City, on over towards San Pedro Sula. Solid rainfall totals, a little bit more along the coastline of both Honduras and Nicaragua, right on down towards Costa Rica. Again, southwest sides of the Caribbean look to be very active. You can see all the moisture in the eastern sides of the Pacific. And then we'll swing up to my friends of the Bahamas, where again, there'll be some maximums here. You can see that towards Cat Island and Eleuthera and New Providence. A few showers there towards Freeport, Grand Bahama. Is anyone going to be completely dry? The answer is no. That's the question. Again, I don't expect that. Turks and Caicos. Again, Caicos, Turks, 1/4, 1/2 inch in most spots. Okay, now the further forecast, if you will. This is the GFS model, and we'll look at the European model over the weekend. How does that sound? But the rainfall forecast from the GFS through July 31st, this is in inches. A couple of maximums to point out. Look down towards the Windward Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, 6, 8, 10 inches of rain. Again, that's 200, 250 millimeters between now and the end of the month. Very, very heavy rainfall totals for portions of South America. Decent rainfall totals for the Lesser Antilles and the Greater Antilles in general. Decent for the Bahamas as well. Another maximum back towards Central America. Again, 10, 12, 14 inches of rain is a possibility. So again, you get to 10 inches of rain, that's 250 millimeters, and there could be some locally higher amounts. Some of the areas that can be slightly drier. Yeah, the ABC Islands, once again, friends, you're looking at not a lot of rain in that area. This could be under 25 millimeters of rain. I hope it's not the case. I hope we get some downpours tomorrow out of that tropical wave. It is absolutely possible that we blow through these totals tomorrow if the wave sets up in the right orientation over the ABC Islands. So I hope we can bust through this and it's going to be wetter than this. Turks and Caicos, southeast Bahamas, slightly drier, portions of the Yucatan and the western side of the Gulf of Mexico as well. All right, friends, I appreciate you joining me on this Friday. Thank you for finding us across all of our social media. It's Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You want to send me a picture or video, it's myMediaMundo@gmail.com. Friends, have a great rest of your Friday. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Of course, any questions about the forecast, just drop it in the comments section below. You have a great one, and I'll see you soon right here at Meteo Mundo.